Alright everyone, so we're here once again with another unboxing video. What did I buy this time? So, I don't know if you can tell from the packaging, but it is from Big Bad Toy Store. Let's see what we've got. Gonna tear this open off screen, because it has my real life address on it. This is actually a figure that I've been wanting for a really long time. I just haven't had a good enough reason to buy it. But 50% off was the best deal that I've ever seen it at for a while. You know, shipping and handling and whatnot, I still had to pay, like, more money for it, but it was still less than I would have to pay for it if I just bought it retail. But, here we are. Let's see. Here we go. This is the Portal 2 Chell figure by NECA Toys. So this is actually the re-release version. So the original version of this came with like the clamshell packaging, but it was re-released to be in this kind of box packaging. It's not quite the Ultimates box that like the NECA Uncharted 4 Nathan Drake figure came in, but it is a really nice packaging with the portals. And a little description on the bottom of it. You can pause that if you want to read it. Anyway, let's open it up and see. So I missed out on like the Dead Space figures that NECA made, but I never really played those Dead Space games, but I did play Portal 1 and 2, and I remember really liking it, but I never really had any like merchandise for it. Maybe I would have gotten an Aperture Science t-shirt, but I never got one, but here we are. So in the back, it's a little display base that she comes with, because the character stands on her heels, so it's kind of mandatory that she has a display base for her to just stand, like vanilla pose. So I'll just tear it. Not gonna reuse it. Here it is. So from what I understand, the original version of this figure, the first one came with like a black stand, but considering that the majority of the game takes place in the testing chambers, it kind of makes sense for the base to be white, like the testing chambers. Just throw that off to the side. Off these bendy wires. I was told that part of the packaging has her foot on the inside of that, so be careful when you take that out of the packaging. Well, I can see why that would pose a problem, actually. Let's see. Oh. Otherwise, I might just cut it just so to make sure. So, from my understanding, they didn't really update this at all. Oh, that's actually a lot softer than I thought it was, but it's just still, it's a very thin, like it could snap, really. Here's Chell. The sculpt is not the best, because again, I don't think it's an updated version of this. I think it's just a re-release with like another stand and a better packaging, which I don't mind, honestly. So its articulation is not quite up to par as to what NECA was making at the time, but it's still a decent sculpt. You know, I like Chell's Portal 2 design a lot, actually. And as far as articulation goes, actually, oh boy, oh, she's using the freaking, like, not the Marvel Legends one, but like the old Marvel articulation with the rotating ball joint on the hips, which I dislike. It's actually a soft material, so it doesn't hinder the articulation in any way, but the articulation is just poor in general as a result of the articulation that they actually use. Not sure if I'm a fan of that. Anyway, let's mess with that a little bit, and let's get to Chell's other accessory, which is the Aperture Science handheld portal device, or Ashpod, as Chell's Mind, the series on YouTube, would have it. Oh, there's like a little bit of, I don't know how you call it, like residue from it. So here's the portal gun. It's really nice. It's very iconic. I've always been a fan of the design of the portal gun. I like that nice, clean Aperture Science logo. It's really tiny. If I could focus the camera on it. Really tiny Aperture Science logo. There's a bit of paint bleed from this, which I don't quite like, but I can live with it. And also, the cool thing about this thing is that there's a little compartment in it for a light-up feature. And boy, that's actually not that bad. That's actually really bright. I love that, actually. Let me shut the light and see what that looks like. Whoa. It's very bright. I mean, it's about as bright as you think it's gonna be. Anyway. She doesn't come with any alternative hands or whatever, considering that you would pose the figure, or considering that the game is in first person and she's just holding the gun the whole time. You just put the gun in her hand, really. I heard that it's kind of a loose fit, but before I guess before I put the thing on, I should go over the articulation. Chell's head is on a ball joint, so it turns to the side pretty well. Look, it doesn't look up very much, but looks down quite a bit. There's actually articulation in the ponytail. Rotates at the shoulder, goes up about that high, kind of an ugly ball joint right there. Goes all the way around. Single jointed elbow. It's pretty soft right here, or maybe, I don't know. It goes just past 90, maybe the way it's sculpted. It's actually pretty loose right here. I don't know how I feel about that. But rotates the elbow as well. The wrist looks like it's on a ball joint. Yeah, it's on a ball joint. This one is too. Swivel at the waist at like looks like 2 points. So like from the white shirt to the undershirt, which is her actual waist that swivels. This is like not a floating crotch piece, but it's a soft, pliable material. Like I mentioned before, it's using like the old marble, this is a Mattel joint for the hips, just kind of a ball joint socket, a ball socket joint. I don't like it. Which is the same articulation used for the knee, so it's a single joint. And that's it. And she doesn't have any feet articulation because, look, she's wearing high heels, which is actually thematic to the story of, like, how the reason why there's no fall damage in the game is because she's wearing these heels, which is a neat explanation for it, but, like, unnecessary, to say the least. Hold on, let's see if I can get an interesting pose from her. So, once again, going back, kind of want to open the hands up a bit. She has a trigger finger, but there's actually not a trigger spot for the portal gun. It's just a slot to put the hand in. It's also a very loose hold. But I guess that's because it is really meant to be held with both hands, like that. So, there you go. That's kind of the iconic portal look. And I guess we can put her on a base, like so. So she has pegs on both feet, which pegs in pretty well, actually. Kind of holds the figure really well, which I dig that. I like that. It's a nice display. I'll take it. It's a nice looking figure. If you're a Portal fan, honestly, your there's very limited merchandise for this game. And I think a figure of Chell, it's by NECA, is really, really good. So, it's on sale on Big Bad Toy Store at the time of recording for $15, but of course you want to take into account like shipping and handling and all that shit. So take that into consideration as well. It is available on like retail stores. I saw this at Target for a base price of $25. So depending on where you live, as far as like taxes and shipping and handling costs, Big Bad Toy Store does have a $4 flat rate shipping. So you want to factor in like the fact that it is $14.99, but the basic flat rate, the cheapest shipping that they have is $4, so it's technically $18.99. You want to factor in your tax and see if that's worth it for you. Otherwise, just purchase it at the store. I thought that it was worth it for me to, do it through Big Bad Toy Store, but again, it's up to you. Again, if you're just a fan of Portal, definitely go for it. It's a very fun game. If you've never played Portal, it's one of my favorite puzzle games ever, and I wish Valve would make another one, but we know that's not going to happen, so we'll see. We won't. Valve's never going to make another game. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.